It is a great satisfaction to greet you on this day. I always wish you peace and prosperity. In today's video we will discuss the following. How to get your ex back after a breakup. Important. Let us begin. Breaking up with your partner can be something definitive or it can be a sentimental crisis. If there is still hope, we show how to get your ex back. The fact of going through a sentimental breakup is something very common in the life of any person. It is something that virtually everyone has or will go through, at least at some point in her life. In many cases there is no going back. In that case we give you some recommendations to overcome the break with your partner. But if there is still hope of fixing the problems, we must bear in mind something very important. Have a lot of patience and avoid falling into the mistake of trying to communicate with him or her at any time. Tips to get your ex back. When there has been a breakup or the couple is gradually distancing themselves, the feelings that appear are very similar in the grieving process where we have a storm of feelings. There may be cases of depression, low self-esteem, anxiety, etc. This is not a definitive thing and you don't have to fall apart over it. We will always have the opportunity to regain love and win back our partner. If you are thinking about how to regain trust in your partner, you can take into account several aspects of great importance. The first is time, since there may be a separation, but it is temporary. You have to learn to accept that time heals everything, for good and for bad. You may also need space, so it is important not to call, text, or show up at your home or the places you frequent every so often. That will only make the situation worse. You have to go little by little, calmly and without rushing. You have to know how to contain yourself, how to bite the bullet and, above all, be patient. Time, the key detail. Time is of the essence for both parties, something that will do both good. It allows tranquility and to be able to think things through before giving things for settled and then having to repent. That is why a period without contact and without communication is so important. Sometime later, everything will soften and you will be able to resume contact little by little. After waiting a reasonable time, we can show interest again. Let's not be fooled and hope that the other person will be the first to contact you. The fact of waiting for the other to take the first step as a show of interest is something that is very widespread today. We will not always succeed by taking the first step, but it is a good gesture to start there. We must analyze ourselves in depth and recognize what the possible error has been. We must start with ourselves, with everything that we have not done well during our relationship. If we do not do this step and do it sincerely, we will not be able to take responsibility and we will do something that we should not do at any time, end up blaming the other person. Analyze the mistakes that have been made. When we analyze the mistakes we have made, we must have sincerity above all. We must communicate them to our partner. With this exercise in honesty, both of you will become more aware of the things that caused everything to go wrong. Likewise, it is a very special gesture that shows empathy and, above all, a predisposition to want to correct all those things that did not work. Although many people do not recommend it, going back to the past is a good alternative. Basing ourselves on what we had at the beginning of the relationship can help us. We can connect with the elements that existed when the other person was attracted to us. This return to the past can revive love, but also awaken very positive emotions for both of you. We must never stop improving our attitude, even if we are going through a very painful situation and it takes a lot of work. The fact of bringing all our negative feelings to the other person or repeating how bad we have been, is not a good idea. It has been a breakup, even if it is temporary, he or she will also have had a bad time. Without falling into pedantry, we must not neglect perseverance. We must persist in solving problems so that we can keep in touch. You have to show that you have a sincere intention to relieve the good things that were between you. It is necessary to maintain the constancy and try to improve both the learning of what has happened so that it does not happen again and also improve the capacity for self-criticism. If we consider it appropriate, it is very important to ask for forgiveness, but that forgiveness must be sincere. It is another important way to know how to get your ex back. You should not repeat the mistakes of the past and that break should be taken as a lesson from which something has been learned, not to screw up again. Perhaps this can help you, but there are times when a couple reaches a point of no return, where there is no turning back. It all depends on the reasons for the breakup. In this case, if there is no going back, it only remains to assume it and let it go. It is the best solution for both of us. You never have to force the situation, and since you cannot be a couple, perhaps a friendship can remain. We give you the knowledge of great experts and people who have managed to win back your ex and who can also help you in this difficult time. Benefit from our experience and our proven strategy. Click below. You deserve the opportunity for a happy future with your ex. Subscribe, share and comment. Thank you.